We'll be ready to go shortly. So the format of this match, we'll be playing 4 bowl pairs, and there's 18 ends in the game. So settle in. I'll give you all the details of all the other games. We'll be also have a ticker showing the games that are going on here, as well as seeing some results from some of the women that are in Newport. The women are having their pairs playdowns. They're in their last round this morning, last scheduled round this morning. So we'll give some more details on that as well as the day goes on, as we're starting to get this underway. So it's good to be back. I thank for Kelly Warren, who was here and filled in for me when I was under the weather a few weeks ago for the finishing of the singles for the women. But here we got the usual crew. Gary Barnes with our producer, Steve Darmontes on camera, and then we got an army of Connor and Sheila and Gary will tune in. The whole gang was out here helping us all get set up so we can bring this broadcast for you today. Not to mention all the volunteers we had rolling, and they mowed the greens this morning and rolled them this morning. I got a fantastic greens crew out here at Laguna Beach. So the initial, we had 30 teams sign up for this men's qualifier, which we broke into 2 spots because the Southwest Division, due to their numbers, get 2 entries, while as all the other divisions get 1. So broke into groups of 15 for a double elimination tournament. All of these teams that are playing today have lost 1 game. So all of these games will be win and you continue, lose and you're out. So Ruse and Sadri actually lost their first game. Kind of I'll say a little bit of an upset to Pat Minahan and Mark Kuti, but they've won the rest of their games to get into the semifinal. And Abe Pinnella and Barry Hayes lost their last game to the team sitting in the winner's bracket, Corey Vos and Shane Hansanawat. So we'll have 2 matches today, so there's this basically a Final Four, hence the semifinal, so a Final Four for the losers bracket. And then the teams that end up qualifying through this will play the winners and have to win twice tomorrow. All right, the trials are done. We'll get underway here. And Barry Hayes, the naturalized Australian. And we'll have our first bowl here. It's going to be a little confusing because 3 of the players have reddish bowls. And you see Barry's are probably he's got this red and white with his first bowl a couple yards through. And Sadri has these a little more of a purple, like a darker red with spots on them. So that's how we're going to have to try and keep these in line here. Pretty good opener by Sadri. Really nicely done there. Very good. Barry probably wants to drop a yard. Probably could keep the same line. Again, he'll keep coming in this direction. Yeah, pretty good bowl here. Yeah, really nice. Oh, is it going to fall? Not quite. Solid second, though. Let's see what Sadri's going to do. Yeah, I think he's trying to go for the position because he doesn't want to push that ball in. So they just want to make sure that they get something behind. I don't mind this. Staying away from the head, ideally. Just something behind is good. Barry's just going to try and do the same thing and maybe add a couple feet. Just touch into his ball, especially with on the running surface. And I think it just hits it, and just that's what Abe's trying to describe. And we got I got my toy working. So he's just going to try and hit this ball, hit into this ball, and have it just go out. A little bit of jack move, it's okay. But he just wants that a little bit of pace. It's not bad. So the trick is that the movement, where's the jack going to go? So I think it's trying to. They think it's going to go here, but I think there's a decent chance it's going to go over here too. So, but the main thing is just to have something behind to kind of be the catch for it. That's what I think they're trying to get to. All right, Barry's going to try it again. Again, his weight's fine. You know, this is 4 feet through. You want to have a little bit of action is okay. I mean, better to be short, better to be through than to be short here because you want to change things up being down one. Any kind of action is good. Yeah, and see, this is the problem. See, when you're trying to be too fine and trying to put it here, then you take off too much weight and you end up here, and now you're on your own way. It's better just to keep this same weight and just tighten it up because you really want to have some action on it. And Sadri does his job and gets it behind. Very nicely done. Kind of slowly. I mean, nothing short there. And now we'll see they'll cross over and let the skips go. You'll see Abe's bulls have this. He'll go first, red with like a yellow circles on them to try and identify. So you can see that, between these two bowls here, just to give you an idea, you can see this is Sadri's and this is Barry's. So Barry, you can see, is a little more red, and Sadri's a little more purple. It's just normally I would call it red, but it'll be purple today. All right, here's Abe. Again, I don't think anything's changed. He really wants to play it through. I think you just don't want to be too fine with it. Better to have that first one be a couple yards through here because short doesn't get you anything. Even if you're 3 yards through, ditch weight. At least you're giving it a chance. Yeah, again, I just don't think he had the weight there. So, I mean, that might have been just arriving, and he was a little narrow too. It's probably okay. It's not in his way, but let's see what Ruse is going to do here. Ruse has got the blue bulls. Yeah, I think he's trying to do the block, trying to keep him from doing the shot. But now that they've got the position, that was his thought. But I don't think it really will stop Abe. He should be able to get around it without too much difficulty. So Roos could try the block again. He could, I mean, they were set up really nice. It wouldn't be bad to put another one in here if he wanted to try that. But I think he's going to go for the block, and they seem to be happy with just getting one here. To me, if I was them, I'd be continuing to put him here if you can, like it was set up, and then you could try and be aggressive, and then you could get a multiple if you wanted. But he's going to opt for putting the block in. I mean, Abe could always go this hand and swirp between these two and get action on this, and it worked. But it'd be ideal if he had one here. But I mean, this is definitely an option to come through here, and you could probably get one that way. So Riz could try the block again. He could, I mean. All right, Abe's going to see if he's going to go around both of these bulls here. Yep, he's through. Yeah, not too bad of an effort there. I think Ruse is probably going to try it again. Wouldn't hurt him to put something, if he's going to go the block route, to put it a little further out this way, which I think he's done. I mean, he's used 3 of his bowls for block when he could be having 3 bowls in here. Again, Abe's also got best back here too. The one good thing for, Abe's got the tee. He's got 2 on the tee and best back. So he could just come at it if he wants to with weight, and it'd change it up. Let's see if they see it. Because this little cluster is probably threw him off, because he was probably could just skirt around the 2 and get there. That third one might be a little bit too much for that weight that he was trying. I think it would be bad to just come full drive on this other side, because they got 2 on the tee, which I think you just saw Barry put 2 fingers up. I think that's what they're discussing. The trick is, if the jack stays in and kind of goes, if he hits it and the jack happens to come over into this area, then you've got this is away and this is away, and you could go 2 down, which you don't want. That's why I think it's almost like you want to hammer it so that you kill it or make it that the jack's in the ditch. But he's going to try the same shot again. I think he's going to get wrecked. Yep. Abe thought, I guess, he could get under, but that was not the case. So now Ruse is now looking to see if he can get another one, or he just draw one. The main thing is you don't want to touch this red one on this side. It's probably safe to go this way if he wanted to. Oh, I think they're just taking the 1. They're happy with the 1. So 1 it is. After a really good opener by Sadri there. They'll go up 1-0 after 1. Plane 18 ends, and this men's pairs play down for the Southwest Division. Oh, we should have got a scoreboard down there.
I asked him for one, but we didn't get one.
We'll get one later. All right. Sadri and Ruse with the always trying to, this is their kind of style. They're kind of the going tee to tee and working that. And we saw, definitely if you watched some of the men's playdowns, we saw Sadri use this to his advantage when he was playing, when he had the mat. I see it just like anything else. So just there's some people that's their style. They just go with like one distance, regardless of what it is, and they just stay. I'm going to play this distance. I'm going to play it over and over and over again. I've seen people do it short, medium, something, but they pick it and they just stick with it. And for Ruse Sadri, it's tee to tee, as long as possible. Sadri, the pretty good opener, and now Abe rooting on Barry's first bowl, which is really good there, right behind it. The Sadri can probably keep the same weight and just kind of tighten it up. He probably shouldn't take any weight off. I mean, this is only at most a yard through with that same weight. He could hit the bowl or the jack. That's not what he wanted there. All right, Abe just rooting on Barry again. See him in the picture. Barry trying to get a second one in there. Yeah, pretty good. A little shorter than the first. I would have preferred he'd be back in here with this bowl with his second one, but might be getting in kind of Sadri's way a little bit. Yeah, solid second by Sadri. It's kind of interesting that Abe's having him switch. Probably not bad. You don't want to push this in. You could probably use it to come off it and come in. You'll probably see Sadri do that. But Barry's just going to switch over, go to the open hand. I'd really like to see him get something behind, because they don't have anything behind yet with the one just on and then just on. Abe doing a pretty good bowl there by Barry. It's 2. And I think Ruse has got the right idea here. He could probably get it from the other side being 2 down, but just trying to get some action and playing with this kind of weight. Just trying to hit the bowl, the jack or the bowl, trying to get something through. But you got to be positive here. Yeah, short's no good there. When you're down 2, need to be up. He knows it. Barry just trying to do the same thing, ideally. It wouldn't hurt to be behind either. I mean, this would be a really good spot. I don't really want jack moving. Okay, got away with it, freed it up a little bit. All right, Ruse will be up. Again, with it being freed up, it gives Ruse a little more room to kind of try and draw one in there. Not bad, give them a good, decent feeler. All right, Abe looking to add another one to the count here. No real danger here. He can go ahead and play it nice and free. Yeah, a little short there. All right, Rue's going to try again. Not sure if Abe was kind of trying for a block there. And, oh, look at that. Oh, nearly got it. Just trying to be nice and positive there. Still holding 2. Abe really wants to draw. Wouldn't hurt him to be behind again. They really, they got a little bit of danger with these 2 bowls here if it came all the way through. And it is, it's definitely something Ruse is thinking about. Yeah, that's not bad there by Abe. Decent position, kind of broke up those 2 since Ruse was coming with a lot of weight. And he's got to try and find a gap between these 2 bowls here. And hopefully he's coming through. Yeah, he's coming on his backhand. Just couldn't skirt that bowl. And now he's opened it up for Abe, who would put that one in. Abe's got 2 left, one more for Ruse. Abe with the draw here, trying to get a 3rd one in the count. Maybe. Not sure, maybe. And it fell over. Well, for Ruse, I mean, he tried, I think, similar. Maybe, you don't want to be short here, obviously. So try and err on being on this side of the jack over in here. And if you could come to this bowl, that would be ideal. And that way you've got a lot of options coming off here. You're narrow here. Anything with kind of a decent weight. And Ruse is very good with his weight control. So see if he's got it early. Yep, just like this. Just like this. Exactly. Perfect. Beautiful bowl there by Roos. Probably in for one. I love it when I call it and it happens. I love it. Second and I know what I'm doing.
Good thing we're outside.
Well, it just seemed to make the most sense. I mean, if he's here, that's exactly it. But if you're a little high, you get to the jack. A little higher, you could come off this bowl. A little narrower, you could come into the pile and come in. So this would have been the A+ result, and that's what he got. But any of those other things that he could have tried would have been, it's the kind of thing I try and teach my students, like Roos, is just try and pick shots where you have multiple options. And you have like your 5 result, you're perfect. And then something that's like maybe a B or a C shot still works for you. He's probably going to do the same thing. Just trying to match him and try and get to that bowl. Close. Ooh, just missed. Maybe a little too heavy. I don't think he needed that kind of weight. But it's going to be one more for the team in blue. And they'll go up 2-0 after 2. Pretty good bowling early. All right, again, we'll see boys in blue here go T to T. You'll see a steady dose of this for them. So the other game that's in this group, so the winner of this game will play the winner of Robert Basiglo and Mike Kuzumi, and Chris Trenchel versus Jeff Spear. So you see that game going on ring 4. I think we have Kelly Warren, who's running around with the with our tablet to try and get you the scores of the other ends or the other games that are going on. Good opener by Sadri. Barry wants to make sure he's all the way through. Really wants to be at least a yard through here. He's come up short. That's still good. You'd really be better off being in here, not a couple yards through. So again, here's the other scores that we have going on. I'm not sure who's updating scores for the women, but we have that here if it should come up. Ann's running around doing that. So I guess Ann Nunes, who's running the tournament, is going to be updating scores there. I think they're a little behind us. Well, another really, really good bowl by Sadri. Again, that's the other thing you'll see by these guys is because they're playing T to T, and when they're on their distance, then they'll have bowl after bowl after bowl. You'll see a lot of good drawing from them. They won't have a lot of bowls that are way outside because that's one of the upsides of practicing a single length is you're really, really good at that length. That's why it's imperative for Abe and Barry to try and get the mat when they can. A better effort by Barry. Again, I'd really like to see him behind the jack. I think they're trying to just have Sadri do it again. No fear would be my thought, and just nice and positive. Got no danger because there isn't anything behind. Pretty unlucky there, but he still didn't turn it over. I mean, he was way off on his line. And yet, and hit that bowl, so you would think, oh, man, that's what you were trying to avoid. But he didn't change anything. He just kind of pushed Barry closer, but they're still holding 2. Barry needs to be up and through this. He really should be kind of targeting like in this zone here. He's way off his line there. Yeah, Barry's way off. He's barely on the camera. Sadri just wants to kind of stay nice and positive like he did on the last end, with the last ball rather, but just a little tighter. Yeah, this looks really good here. Yeah, it's pretty good there. Put it in a great position, holding 3, even pushed the jack away. Barry's got to be positive. Again, the upside with here is he could come through and hit these bowls. That'd be good. He could hit the jack. That'd be good. He could hit this bowl. That'd be good. But he's got to have at least this kind of weight. I mean, targeting weight of here, of T weight, would be good for him, at a minimum. Yeah, it's a good bowl. Just a little unlucky. Just happened to hit one of those gaps. Very good bowl there by Barry. See, if you could do that a couple of times with that weight, odds are you're going to hit something. And it's going to be very difficult to try and get through a hole there over and over and over again. So the winner of this group, like I said, will play the winner of Basiglio Kasumi and Torrential Spear, which we have going on Rink 4. So that's early days yet. And the winner of that match this afternoon will play the team that gone undefeated through this group, Corey Vos and Shane Hansunuwat. And Vos and Hansunuwat is the one who beat Pinnella and Hayes and sent them into the losers bracket. So Corey and Shane will be playing tomorrow the winner of this losers bracket. And I did see Corey earlier. I think I saw both of them earlier today. All right, Ruse just kind of coming around to the back. I think you'll see Abe. Ideally, he'd want to do the same thing that Barry did. Just, well, he's coming really heavy on the other hand. I don't like this at all. And that's why, because you get nothing out of it. He'd be better off just doing what Barry did and just trying to come through. Because this is a little bit better. This is a very narrow profile to try and hit. And you'd be better off just trying to have it bend at the end here. Yeah, pretty good shot there. Now all of a sudden you're 4 down, and to Ruse's credit, he hasn't increased the size of the profile. But Abe's a driver. Let's see if he can get a piece here. Yeah, there's a second ball now that's wasted. You know, you got to hit something with it. If you're going to do it, you got to hit it. All right. Ruse, I think, just going to he could go for best back, or, well, I mean, they already have best back, so they're not even concerned about it. He's just going to keep adding. Slid by that one. Now it's 5. He's made the profile a little bigger now, because instead of this being on the line, it's here. See if Abe's going to give up on it or try it again. He's 5 down now. Yeah, now he's kind of playing a little bit smarter shot. But now instead of having 4 outs at it, he's got 2. So now he's got to adjust from that to try and do something, because they're in a lot of trouble here. Now, Roots has really got no danger. It just, you know, I mean, he could try and put a block in here if he wanted to, but if it was me, it's better than 5, 6. I'd just do it again. You like that jack where it is. Just try and add one if you can. No, same bull. He's pretty close to doing it. Yeah, I think he's done it. I think that's 6. Now, the one thing he did do is he kind of made this profile a little wider, because now this hole's gone because he put this bull in here. So Abe could try the drive, and he's got a little bit bigger target if he wants to try and cut it down that way. But, I mean, anything within a foot gets him shot. Anything within, I think I'm trying to look and eyeball it. I think all 6 of those bowls are within a yard. So, and this was his last draw, was to there. So he's probably got to add about 2 feet and get the line right if he's going to try and draw it. A lot of it with driving is you got to, what's your skill? What can you hit consistently? How big of a target? It's the kind of thing that if you're going to have that in your arsenal, you got to know what your practice is. Personally, I'm more of a, I'd rather hit something with a couple yards of weight, because you get a little bend and increases the profile of what you can hit as opposed to just a full drive. So if you're going to go that full drive, you got to be able to hit a bowl every time, I think. Here's Abe, and I think he is narrow again. And he's going to hit that on front. This is going to be a huge end. Well, Ruse and Sadri played that end very well, and Abe and Barry did not. And they're going to pay the price for it. 6, I think. If we have a scoreboard up, we'd know.
I'll go get one.
So we think it's 6. That'll make it 8-0 here. All right, and again, it's been working so far. I should say to get the going long, but put it in the ditch, which again is one of the dangers of going T to T, is you got to be able to control that jack. But again, that in theory is part of your practice. You're trying to, that's part of this style is roll the jack, then put your bulls in. It's all kind of ties together to be able to do that. So now Barry's pulled it significantly up. It's probably about halfway up the green. And Sadri will still go first. Yeah, pretty good opener then by Sadri. You like that. I mean, it's 5 feet through, but so they're just, this game must be a winner, which has 2 things, meaning they could end at any time. So if it gets out of hand, then you could just stop, shake hands whenever you want to. Somebody can concede. There's nothing with plus points or anything. But it also means that if it happens to work out into a tie, then you have to play off an extra end. They're a little short there, a couple feet, maybe a yard. See how the gentlemen do with their adjustments. Pretty good there by Sadri. Nice adjustment. Maybe at most just behind the jack. Yeah, Barry a little short. Again, not the adjustment you want. You needed to add a yard there. And it's just, not getting him off on a good foot. And Sadri doesn't want to take any weight off, just do the same thing. Yeah. Just kind of, and Abe's got this kind of aggressive attacking style, and I don't think it necessarily works all the time. But he's trying to, if anything, is trying to get Barry to be positive here. If Barry's all the way up, this is pretty good. All right, solid second there by Barry, but again, he's still all 3 short. So they're just trying to be all the way around here. Yeah, this is a good bowl. Pretty good bowls by Sadri on the whole. And you really like that one that shot. And Barry does have second, but he's got 3 short ones. A little bit of jack movement into trouble. All right, we're getting a good shot of Abe. And I think Barry was short again. Hit that front bowl. It's got a cluster. See, now it wouldn't be bad, again, for for Abe. Now, if he does like the weighted shot, I mean, again, he could do a full drive, but I think he'd be better off trying to promote any of these. So, like, probably be about this kind of weight to try and come in on this hand and try and push any of these up, or even there's a possibility of squirt through this hole and get to that bowl directly. But he's got 4 seconds. And Roos could try and mess things up and put one in the midst of that, or just play the numbers and put another one behind. Just try and get a second one in the count, just which I kind of like. I think it's just better to draw and just try not to be short. Very, very good here by Roos. Really nicely done. Very good bowl. That's 2. Now Abe, with his aggressive style, he should stay aggressive here. I think that's the proper play. Yeah, cleaned it out though. Don't know if Abe's allowed to come down after his first bowl. Not sure what the rules are. I thought usually it's your second. This game will be a little slower because Abe does like to follow his bowls down. I think you'll see Ruse now. He's putting in the block here, or attempting to. I think he might be. Abe's questioning whether it's too short. I mean, he's allowed to get a measurement on it if he wants to call an umpire here, but he might be just.
Hey, Gary? Gary,
Yeah.
how many do you need?
Just one.
Just one? Thank you. Here, I can.
I think Abe's going to just try with like a similar kind of shot, just trying to come through with a couple yards of weight, see if he can get to one of those shot bowls or get the promotion like this. Oh, a little unlucky. He did get the promotion he wanted and hit the jack. It just kind of shoved it over a little bit.
We'll walk it around.
So they're still holding two. And we're going to try the block again here. Well, Abe could try it again if he thinks he can get around and come around and get to here. He might be worried about these two bowls now. You can also just try, again, a full drive. Again, this is the problem with not having bowls back here. If they would have gotten any of these Barry's bowls, one of them that would back here would have changed the nature of things. But so he's going to come with the full weight. He was going on this direction, but he finished underneath here. I'm not sure really what you're going to try and accomplish with a drive. I mean, you'd have to be like full weight to get under this bull and then hit this bull, which might have been what he was trying. Or you're hitting this bull and trying to push it in. I'm just not sure what the goal was. It's either that was what he was trying or he was trying to come all the way around and just kind of missed it rather poorly. You got one bull each left. All right, we got a scoreboard now, so we can make sure we know what the score is. Yeah. Morning. Let's see what Sadri's going to do here. Calling for Ruse. They've had their chat, so I think they're going with another block. All right, well, kind of put something on either side. I mean, it doesn't block the draw in any way. It does open it up if he goes full drive between the two. But the danger is, again, they don't have any numbers behind. They have nothing behind. And Ruse has been content with putting blocks out because they've been able to get one or two with a lot of short bowls that are kind of protecting it, and now they're kind of put some very, very short to kind of hold things up. All right. Well, Abe's made his decision. Yep, he's going to go full weight right between the two bowls. But He wasn't going to hit the target anyways, even with that bull. It's just way too narrow. So I think it's going to be 2 more for Ruse and Sadri. They go up 10-0. Off to a strong start.
Go ahead. Well, they should flip. The team should flip.
All right. So again, you see the other games. The winner of this game will play the game that's on rink 4, and Masigula and Kasumi are up to a 5-2 lead. You can see some of the other games. So in the other bracket, you have Dodd and Richardson playing Marzoni and Slater. And we have Kindorf Lopez against Sidal Brolt. The winner of those games will play each other. And that's the game that will show, I believe that's the plan, is the 2 winners from the other, one the Stars, one the Stripes. We'll see the other one this afternoon. There's spectacular opener by Sadri. Yeah, again, that's what I think has been kind of hurting them. And we see this semi-regularly with people when they're going tee to tee. You kind of, if you haven't practiced it, you're worried about going too far through and put in the ditch. So your natural tendency is to come up and be short. Yeah, good opener there. Nothing wrong with that by Barry. Sadri second, wants something similar or behind, preferably. Yeah, it's, I think, good bowl, but I think you're better off with this bowl close to this one. The idea is you hit it and then spring the jack, and so it's going to go into this zone. So you're better off kind of loading up this behind. Barry should be, now that he's got a second, he should be playing this positive through, but keeping it in play. Trying to fill up this zone, because anybody that hits that bowl, the jack's going to free. And again, it's just, this is, I think, part of it is just Barry's just been a little short, a little too consistently short. Yeah, Rue's got the right idea here, putting foot behind, trying to get Sadri to be all the way down and behind it. Yeah, very good here. Very, very good there by Sadri. Really well done. It looks like the sun is coming out now. And it's not going to be cold today. I think it's supposed to get up into the mid-80s, and it's humid as well, which is somewhat unheard of for beach weather. All right, here's Barry trying to get a little action on this bull and in. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. It got him a back bull. Still 2, though, I think. Sadri with 2 really good bowls there. See if he can do it again here. Yeah, that's nicely done as well. Very nicely done. Barry's going to try it again. Really, any kind of action into this is good. Again, ideally you want to push it hard. You want to hit it with a couple yards of weight to spring it to your bowl here. Yeah, that was good weight. Yeah, and he kept it in play just behind. He just missed his target. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, Steve. Steve with our camera trying to see if he can capture, but I don't think it's only like a foot away. And that bull is just like right down in here. All right, now the skip's turn. Ruse Sadri up to a big lead here. I think Ruse should probably just be doing the same thing and just following Sadri's lead. He can also try and put one behind if he's worried about it, but no, he's going to opt for a block instead. Can't blame him. No. There's Abe, drives underneath that. See what he gets. Yeah, good there. Worked out from this time, and he's going to be holding one. So the jack. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see with something in the way. Oh, it's the camera housing. So the jack is like right here. Yeah, I'm going to. Don't know if he's quite holding. I'm going to reset everything because I think the jack is off to the side like about here. And I'm doing my best guess, folks. And then I think this Red Bull is here. So it's not sure who's holding at the moment. Tough draw. The jack is less than a foot from the plinth, so there's a case he made of just trying to put it in or put the bowl in, and that's what I think Abe's trying to do, and just came up a little high. It's a hell of a draw by Ruse. Probably could just do the same weight. Just think the same stroke and just come a little tighter if you can. Yeah, just a little heavy and all the way off. All right, Abe's going to try it again here. His third. He's taking a little pace off. It's going to be interesting. Yes, what a shot by Abe. Hits that bowl and finishes right behind the jack. Great bowl. I'm going to try and clear again. Try and do this. So it's kind of best I could do it is with another one here. So it should be two now that they're holding. But Abe with a spectacular shot there.
We could switch over to that net camera.
And I think he got a piece of the jack as he was going. I'm not sure if he did or not. So it'd be, and it's obviously changes Ruse's shot, but I think he's just going to try and put jack in the ditch. See if he can hit the jack or the bull and be positive. Just slid it through. It's a good try. Now Abe can really just trying to draw another one with his last. Because you don't want to touch those front bulls. It's looking to come in the other way. Main thing is you do not want to touch these two bulls. Go back to yellow here. You don't want to touch these two bulls because these bulls are away. Well, these two bulls are theirs. So it's safer to come this way as long as you keep it on this side. It is safer to come on this hand, which I think is what they're discussing. Of course, there's a block that's way out there, but it's on the center line. I mean, again, block versus back bowl. I think Ruse would have better off having another back bowl here. A block that didn't work, didn't do anything for Abe. I mean, I can't argue it did seem to throw him off, and he hit it a couple times earlier, but, not this last time. All right, Abe's coming in now. Gets a promotion. Might have pushed it in for three. are going to look. Yeah, it is 3. Pretty good end. Couple nice shots there by Abe. They'll get on the board. 10-3 after 5. Playing 18 ends here in this 2026 Southwest Division Playdowns in pairs for the men for the national championship. It is not getting any cooler. The sun is out. Again, we're supposed to have unusually warm weather. It is warm, humid. It's supposed to get up to 86 here at the beach. I know back in my house, a few miles inland, it's going to be low 90s, and way inland it's going to be in the mid 100s here in the Southwest. All right. Barry again sticking with this jack in kind of the same position, but he's got the mat way up. Good opener. That's what you want to see. That's kind of what they've been missing, is something behind. Again, with especially with Abe's style, which has been, I mean, both teams really, but Abe's style has been to push and, you know, attack and drive, and especially when you're going, you know, working on these last 2 or 3 meters of the rink, you really want to make sure you get something behind. And Sadri's just been playing outstanding. He's just really putting a lot of pressure, which is what you want from your lead, is put lots of balls in the head. It's really good first. Barry going the other way, trying similar kind of weight. Just trying to get a little piece. Just a little short. Sadri could play the same hand if he wants to. I think that's what they're discussing. I mean, the same bowl would be fine. I don't know. I could see it, but I wouldn't mind use the other hand, because then you here he's probably going to have a tendency to be short. No, he's just done it again. It's just beautiful, and that's what you want. I mean, that's Rue's knowing his partner Sadri and just knowing to say, hey, I just want you to do it again and give me another ball in the head. Now, the one thing that they're susceptible to is, again, with this kind of weight, and have a little pick on the jack and come through here, and he could hit either one of these bowls. That helps him too. But that's what Barry should be trying. And now that Sadri's got 2 in, he probably should be thinking about getting back in here too. Barry just a little bit off on his line with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see Sadri now. Rue's setting up for Sadri to come behind to add a couple yards to get back there, which I think is wise, now that they're holding a couple. And trying to think a couple moves ahead. Nothing wrong with that. You got something behind now. I wanted to stay positive, see if he can get a piece of his head. Does he have the weight? Does he have the weight? Oh, great effort, though. Gives him another second. To me, I think you just try and match it on the other hand. Ruse is eyeballing it. I mean, he just came to here. That was his last ball. So why not stick with the same hand and just have him come a little bit, targeting like this weight, say. Even put your foot here and just say, come to here. And that way, if you hit this ball, you're going to hit off and come in. If you're all the way around, you're in this spot. The danger of switching hands is you don't want to make their shot for him. But Sadri's played this nice and high. And got one in the back, so it worked out. The danger of switching hands is if he hits this jack and pushes it over here or to here, then you're down. That's why you really kind of almost want to play through these bulls, I think. Well, we know what Abe's going to do. He's going to be trying to move this, and I mean, you've got a kind of a honeypot right in here. If he could hit this jack and drag it, then it's 5, at least 4. Let's see if that stays up. Nope, in the ditch. I think a little too heavy, but that's okay to be heavy on the first one. Now, Ruse is going to play this hand, and I think he'd be wise to kind of cut off this triangle here. Yeah, he's a little short. I think Abe, probably the same line, just cut off a couple yards would be good here. Yeah, this looks really good. Oh, well, he got a decent result. They cut it to 1, I think. So Ruse is going to go the other way. They're kind of dangerous if you're don't want any jack movement here on this hand. Really good control there. Wow. Didn't want any jack movement, so he drew to within 2 inches. All right. I'm probably going to do something similar. I mean, he's still got the little pocket in here. You get a little action, that'd be good for him. Yeah. I think I see what he was trying. Trying to see if he could skirt this bull. He could hit this. And trying to, you know, kind of get some kind of action. Either hit this bull, the inside half of this bull, hit the jack, or the inside of this bull. But if you need this kind of weight, then you have to be all the way through. And he wasn't that close. And Ruse is thinking, again, I wouldn't mind him. I mean, he did just draw that one, so he could stick on the same hand. I think they really wouldn't be bad to have a bull in here. Because he did so good in the last one. I think he's going with the block here. He didn't like it. I mean, they might force him. That's one of the other things is you kind of can. Because I don't know. I think this is a mistake for Abe to play this hand. I just don't see that he could get it under this. And now with this here, it might force him to go into this hand to hit that bull. But again, really, if it was me, I'd be trying to come through with this kind of weight on this hand. You either hit the inside of this, and that's good. You hit this bull, and then into the jack, and with that kind of weight, it should spring it right around in here, or you hit this bull, and it goes, you know, the jack could come off here and hit into this area. That's good. Main thing is you want some kind of action on this. I mean, better to be 4 yards through than a yard short. But I think this is the perfect weight in here myself. And that's why this kind of bull here is just kind of driving him onto this hand. And I think Ruse has kind of had a little grumble on his face. I think he wanted to put one there on the other side. So here we go. Abe's going to, I think, play that hand. Nope, he's going to try the same shot he just played with a lot more weight. And I think he's going to, yep, miss the head on that side. So, again, you can see he was trying to skirt this bull. And it actually, the block kind of just, you know, threw him off, so he was on this line instead. And now holding 1 or 2, and they're trying to draw another here. Just wants to be nice and gentle.
Steve, you're gonna have to change the score.
So we'll double check and make sure it's 2, but it's at least 1 for Ruse and Sadri. Yeah. Yeah, it is 2. So that'll make it 12-3 after 6 ends. So a third of the way done, and they're in a pretty good lead, and playing really well.
They changed the score, not the end, though.
Again, Steady does this. Better jack here by Sadri. Put it right on the 2-meter mark, or the tee. So we're a third of the way through this game. And if you're 5 ends won by Ruse and Sadri here, the defending national champions, in pretty good control. All right. Opening for Barry. All right. Got one in there. He's maybe 2 feet short. 2 feet in a yard for these two guys. Which is kind of funny because the jack had been kind of in that area, but this time it's all the way on the tee. Really nicely done there. Nicely done by Sadri, a nice adjustment. See if Barry can add a yard here. I think would be a good adjustment here on the same line. Trying to see if he can push through that bowl or come around to clean. Yeah, he did. Just added 2 yards, not 1. Sadri similar. I think he'd be okay to add a yard to kind of match that bowl, and if he happens to hit one of his 2 on that side, great. Really don't want to take any weight off here if you can help it. Want to come all the way up and in. Yeah, good there. Probably a little more like draw weight, but it was good there. Really looking to down a couple, looking to be nice and positive, promote his own or push that other ball through. Just a touch on that, it's good. Yeah, oh, just didn't roll enough. Sadri, you know, he owns that's half the green, so I think he'll do it again. He can even afford to add a yard here. Yeah, it worked out really good. Really good again. At least 2. Well, interesting choice here. Abe wanted him to kind of switch over. It is kind of a big target on that side. So, I mean, even though it's kind of like a virgin hand for Barry since he played 3 on the other side. So, hopefully he's learned something in the earlier times he's played that hand. But he wants to be at least a yard hero here. Because he wants to hit either one of those 2 bulls in front, come through clean in the gap, or hit that front bull. But you got to be positive here. Got to be up and in. He's close. Yeah, well done there. Great ball. Well done there. Very good. Again, this is, you know, while Sadri had great balls, I think he really could have used something behind to kind of keep that from happening because it was a possibility. Oh. Now they're kind of in trouble. It's kind of the opposite of how things have been going earlier. You'd see Sadri being sure to put something behind, and Barry was the one that was short, so they didn't have anything behind. And now the opposite has happened. And now you can see the much better setup. Now they're holding two, you know, and almost have it frozen with that last bowl.
I know I'm watching it.
Yeah, Ruse with a nice attempt to try and push those up. Right. Abe looking to get a third one in here. Definitely behind would be good. Really good here. Yeah, that's a nice bowl by Abe. I like the position.
Yeah, I think you're coming this way. We're probably it's like 2 and a measure. You're coming in wide right through here.
All right. Ruse has just stayed up. Maybe just a couple inches from going in the ditch. Abe really just wants to kind of try and do the same thing. Don't want to try and take off too much weight because you don't want to leave a wing bowl for your opponent. Nice. Going to be narrow into the pile here. So, what I was trying to say with the wing bowl is if, say, Abe came out here and finished like in this spot or somewhere in this area, now Ruse can come through and trying to play this kind of weight. In addition to hitting it, he could come off this bull and in, which get him an angle and potentially push this bull out or push the jack through. That's what he wants to try and avoid. So it wasn't so bad that Abe was there. That's why Abe wants to try and stay kind of in this zone and be behind here. Ruse was all the way through with his last that kind of finished, you know, just, sorry, I'll go to blue. So Ruse really is kind of like here and just hanging on the plinth. I mean, so it's much further back than what you can see on the angle here. So I don't think the weight is terrible, but he needs to tighten it up so they can kind of have it. Personally, I prefer like this weight, like kind of trying to match this bull. Really, it's almost just a draw to try and cut down. It's kind of the way that they're going with this. They have a pretty good lead. Just losing one here. That's why it wouldn't be awful, you know, to kind of just keep trying to chop this, but Ruse is such a good draw bowler. And I think they're liking that action. But he does have all these bowls that he could work if he wanted to try that, but they're just, he did it once and it's kind of unpredictable results, so they're just going to the draw, which I don't hate it. Probably looking to drop 5 feet or so, recorrect the line. You know, even if you say a yard, that's going to be very helpful if he takes it off. Pretty good effort here. Got a better line. Just needs a little touch on something. Oh, just skirts through. Great effort, though. Well, it's still looking like 2 in that measure. You saw Abe taking a look, and it's a measure between this bull and this bull. To me, when you have 2 bulls like this, and you can't tell, usually the one this is the one on the running surface, this one's laying flat. Usually the one laying flat, if you can't tell, is the one that has the measure. You know, that'll win that 9 times out of 10, it seems. All right, Abe looking to just kind of draw. If he could just settle into this little gap here, that'd be good. But he's going to be coming up short. Boy. Ruse, I don't think wants to change much here. Just kind of tighten it up a little bit. He's giving it a look. Is he going to go through the same hole again? But it probably should take the measure out. And if anything, that'll knock it down to 2. But I think that one should be well inside that one. The last deliverable should be inside this. It clearly looks like it's beating, but it's still the 2 that they have. So Abe can now draw around pretty freely and just try and come to that pile as well. All right, here's Abe. Giving it a go here. Been short with this last 2 and short with this one. But they'll get 2 more, making it 12-5 after 7. All right, decent opener by Barry. And matched by Sadri. Well done there. Sadri's definitely had the upper hand on him so far on the front end. And it's kind of helped play out on the scoreboard. Yeah, decent weight there. Barry really needs to kind of get his line on. He's been kind of a little bit too far off on his line. I mean, we're in the 8th end now. He should probably have it pretty close to figured out. Sadri with another solid bowl right behind, just kind of sliding by his own. You can see him trying to tighten it up. I mean, he made an adjustment, just a little too much. Barry's switching over, trying to come between the 2 bowls, get to that jack there. On the other hand, inside half of that bowl works too. Good effort. Getting a nice little pocket there. I think you're probably going to go to it again. So I'm just going to stick. Probably be good to press on his first one. I like this hand. Just be nice and positive. Come to those 3 bowls, okay. Yeah, that's really well done there. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Barry's trying it again, see if they can hit the home run. Turn this from 3 down to 4 up. If he can drag that jack. Right, trying it again. Just sliding by. Now, to me, they're going to come to the tee. I don't know if I like this. I just don't. I'd be rather to come through here with like a couple yards of weight and finish here if you miss, but you're trying to push through everything. I mean, Abe's not going to, there's no point for Abe to drive here. And he put it in the ditch anyways. I mean, Abe's going to just try this. He's going to try just what, he's not trying to get it back here. He's trying to get it here and then drag it here for 5. I mean, you know, I would have. I mean, maybe it gets back there eventually, but I'd rather have Sadri kind of play here with a couple yards through, and you're either playing through these bowls. Even hitting your own is okay because you hit this into this bowl and push it out. Just really need to kind of mix up this gap because this is pretty tight here. It's going to be hard. And Abe just a little bit of a drag, and I think he's only one down now. Yeah, again, now it's the same thing. I think for Ruse, I think here would be bad on this hand. Yeah, even to come off his own. I got a little touch on the jack. I mean, it's not bad. I would have preferred to be a little tighter, a little heavier, because now you've given Abe, he could just sit on this bull. He could play. He's given him another option now. Yeah, again, it's too high. It's got to be, it should be here. It should be the target. The Ruse, again, the weight's okay. You can add a little bit, but really it should be coming through here. I mean, I don't know if he was thinking block, but I mean, that's not blocking that shot. Yeah. They're going to try it again. Around this bull, trying to find this. It's hitting this or hitting the jack. Even coming and sitting on that bull is okay. All of those on that side. I mean, that wasn't very close with the line. I mean, that was going to be way over here. They're just kind of fighting the line a little bit. I'm doing it again. It's like, why is the top of my head hurting? I think I would learn that lesson to not put the headphones on top of the little button on the top of your ball cap. Like, why am I getting a headache? I mean, it's still there for Abe and Barry to get the little drag. And it's worth, it's 5. I'd tighten this match right up. That's what I think if you're... I mean, it'd have to be a really good shot, but it's very possible. And there's no real harm. Yeah. Let's see what kind of weight he got this time. Yeah, just kind of replaced him, put something behind. Doesn't change a lot. All right. Well, it's still there for Abe. I mean, it's got to look nasty from the mat, but it's still there for him. To come around, stay on this hand and come around and either find that bull or the jack. Narrow again. I mean, I think that was maybe draw weight. So now it's just kind of a free draw. He's got all of these that he can just push in, and there's last bowl, so probably could see if he could arrive on this bowl. I mean, he's even got this catcher here. Any of those are good options. See if he's going to get under that bowl. Interesting. I don't think he made it. But it's nice. Not a bad effort.
Where's your little fan?
I got a personal fan here. You're going to be doing that all day. Sheila's got a little fan out like a, I don't know. Then she's trying to keep me cool, but I'm okay. They're measuring, so we'll see what this is. This measure brought to you by Aero Bowls USA. Thank you, Aero Bowls, for your continued sponsorship of lawn bowling in the Southwest Division, and for the use of your tent, which is definitely keeping our equipment and us cool. So thank you again to Aero Bowls. All right, 2 it is for Ruza Sadri, extending their lead to 14-5 after 8 ends. Shakaru, I think we're going to see T to T again. Excuse me. So let's talk about what's going on while this is getting set. With the ladies, you'll see we have the scoreboard in the upper corner. We have Ann Nunes. The women are out at Newport Harbor. They're playing the pairs playdowns themselves. They had 10 teams enter. So they broke up into groups of 5, which doing a round robin. So today is the 5th and final round. So the games to watch there is you have Inger Benson and Joe Nermontis. They are currently 3-0. So if they win that game or tie it, then they are through for sure. The team that could catch them is the one right here, Flora Wright and Karen Billen, who are the defending, not national champions, but won this, playing Joan Robbins and Linda Roberts. So Wright and Billen, if they win that, and Benson and Nermontes lose, then they'd have a playoff game this afternoon because both teams would be 3-1. So that's one group. The other group is you have currently in the lead is Spies, Mary Spies and Manya Urain have 2 wins and 2 ties. So they're done. They have the bye right now. But Hedgepeth and Thompson is the game that's still going on there. So Hedgepeth and Thompson have 2 wins and a tie. So if Hedgepeth and Thompson win that, then they're through and they've won the group. If they tie it, then there's a playoff this afternoon against Spies and Urain. So that game and then these 2 games. And you also have another game that's going on there for funsies. I think it might have second place implementations or something. So anyways, that's going on with the ladies. So those are the games to watch. And we have Ann Nunes kind of doing the updates there. All right, here we have 2 bulls in by both guys. I think we have Barry holding 1 at the moment. So I just kind of want to match his own bull. It'd be fine, or coming underneath onto. Don't want to be short here. Nice and positive. Yep, another good bull here. Very, very well done by Sadri. Again, when you're able to control the jack length and play what you like, then it increases your odds of putting a lot of bulls in the head, which is what they've done. And Sadri has maximized that. Barry probably playing this nice and positive through, trying to get jack or bull. Probably wants to try and match the weight of this one. If he happens to hit the jack and takes it all the way through, but he could hit either one of these would be good for him. Yeah, just again, it just really need to be positive, and to come up a yard short is no bueno. Sadri just wanted to do the same thing, put another one in. And again, even if he's playing this weight and he happens to be a little heavy, he'll come off this bull and come in, and that could make it 3. Yep. And it came off that front one that Barry left him, redirected. You could call that a lucky wick, but nobody gets a lucky wick off a back bull. Only the short ones. Barry wants to be nice and positive here, add a yard at least, if not 2 or 3. Very close here by Barry. Beautiful draw there, beautifully done, and a toucher. All right. Hopefully, if you're enjoying the broadcast and you haven't done so already, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel. Doesn't cost you a thing. You find that subscribe button and subscribe to it. We're trying to see if we can make it to 1,000 by the end of the year. I think we're closing in on 600. So I think that 1,000 is a stretch goal, but we'll see. I think we're at 587. Maybe we can get to 600 by the end of the weekend. That would be great. So if you haven't done so already, we'd appreciate you just popping to subscribe, and it doesn't cost you a thing. And it helps us attract great sponsors like Arrow Bulls. All right. Here's Ruse. Let's see what he's going to do. Trying with the front toucher, the jack's going to go back, so you don't want to be short here. So he wants to be at least a yard. Hopefully onto that bull would be good. But finishing behind's okay. Yeah, I don't like, as long as it stays up, yeah, which he's done. Again, when you have a front toucher situation where so any action on it, the jack's going to go behind. So Abe probably wants to come this hand and try and match this bull. Because especially with this way this is laid out, odds are it's going to come in this direction. Not bad here by Abe. So what that's doing is Ruse wants to hit this, but not too hard. Because now if he hits it too hard, it'll spring it back over here. He really wants to just kind of hit this with like a yard or two to have it go to this spot here. And if he misses, it's there. So. All right. Ruse has decided to switch things up, which I could see. Playing a jacker bull shot, just trying to get around that front is good. Yeah, you can see that. Great bull there. Solid second. And now what that takes away is jack movement's probably going to hit the jack into the blue bull and spring it out this way. So if anything, it might, depending on how it hits, if anything, I don't see it getting to these two with one shot. Because if anything, it's going to hit and probably kill would be the likely scenario. All right, here's Abe. He's holding one. I think, again, it probably wouldn't be bad to kind of put one in this zone in here. It wouldn't be awful. Yeah, just to me, a few too many short bulls when you got a chance for position. I mean, Abe's done it the last few ends when really you should be fighting and trying to get position. By putting a short bull, you're just, it's not helping anything. Just and not adding to anything. It's not a block that's doing anything. All right, I'm sure Rue's just going to try to get on the forehand, see if he can pick up that jack and drag it for 3 here. Not far away. Oh, just kind of hit a little edge on that. I don't know if he would have made it, and now he's kind of gotten his own way. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Ruse tries next time. Because there is a case to be made for, again, he could come this way and keep trying it, but it's going to be tough now that he's in his own way. I mean, you have to hit that perfect possible, so it's an option. Or he might switch over. So Abe wants to just be positive, keep it high, away from everything. Right where Barry's standing is pretty good. Yeah, just short again here. Again, he's trying to get to here, and he ended up here. It's a solid 2 to 3 yards short and narrow from where he wanted to be. All right, let's see what Ruse tries here. If you're going to switch over. So, I mean, I don't think, even that's the other thing, I don't think this is blocking this path if you wanted to come over this way. I'm not sure if he's going to try and follow this in and push it all the way in, or if he's going to try this route. I could see either one. He's switching over. He's going to try back around here. Just needs to hit that red bull. I don't know if he's going to make it, though. Well short. All right, Abe's in a similar boat, still holding one. He's going to switch over himself and just try and draw a second on this hand. Gently arriving, gently arriving. Yeah, that was the danger of switching over to that hand. And now it's 2 down. They're holding one and could have changed the length and all that. And for some reason he switched. And like I tell my students, don't be heavy and narrow when you're holding. And now instead of being 1 up, it's 2 down. And we're at the halfway point, and it's now 16-5 when it could have been 14-6. So, and it really not a lot to gain there. So kind of a questionable change. Just not what I would have done. Definitely had some danger there, and he played right into it, and that just, it's costing him. All right, halfway point, 16-5. Again, the winner of this game will play the winner of this game right here, which at the moment is comfortably ahead for Robert Basiglio and Mike Koizumi, playing against Chris Trenchel and Jeff Spear. They got an 11-3 lead. And then the other semifinal, which is the match we'll show, who knows who's going to be between these 4 teams. So the 2 winners will play each other from those games. Kinder Lopez, Snowbrault, and Marzoni Slater, Dodd Richardson. So the winners of that we'll see this afternoon. All right, another pretty good opener. Sadri a little shorter than usual, but still in the same general area with his jack. And again, pretty good weight control as you'd expect. And another really good ball here by Sadri. Oh, just maybe a foot short, but probably holding 2. And again, Barry just, I think, too many short balls out of the gate. I think he's going to be short again. And Sadri could just free swing it now. Again, with nothing behind. He's got no fear, no worries. And another really good bowl. Got it triangulated there. 3 beauties by Sadri. And it just kind of been the way this game's gone. If anything, Barry's had to have like a spectacular shot just to get a point, which he had on last end, and then Abe gave it away. Because they, again, and part of that is because they had so many bowls in the head. Good bowl play there by Barry, but now Sadri can, I think Rue's got the right idea. Again, because you have the numbers, you can afford to just go ahead and play through that bowl, jack or bowl shot. And Sadri can play it with a yard or 2. He's just trying to ideally target the bowl and hit it and push it right through. And if he misses, then you get a nice bowl behind. Close here by Sadri. Look at this. Beautifully done. Beautifully done there. Well played. I think Barry's going to have a look. Let him chalk his own bowl. Sure, why the hell not? Yeah. Now they're in a fair amount of trouble. Down 3 or 4 here. I think Barry's going to play positive and narrow here, trying to get through these. Trying to come through and see if he can hit the inside of this. Just kind of get one in the area here would be good. Pretty well done here. Just slid it by. I think that's okay. Might have cut one out of it. All the games today are 18 ends. And so they are throughout this entire tournament and the national championship, which will be held here in mid-September. Rue's just opting to kind of draw to the tee because which he's done. You can see Abe could potentially try and drive at this to try and change things up, and he did have the two best backs. All right, Abe trying to be positive through this head here, see if he can change things around, because they do have the immediate back. It's pretty good here. Chip that one out. We cut it to 2, took any kind of measure out. I don't know, if I was them, I think I'd be switching, playing the other hand here, just to try and come to these 3 bowls. Just to kind of sit here, you probably get a chance to get in the count, and then you're kind of breaking up this little pile. They already have the 2 best backs, so there's no need to be worried about that. And then you can put another one in the count here. And the danger with coming this way is you don't want to promote those, and you don't want to move the jack here. But they're opting for the block instead. And I don't really see, again, there's so many ways Abe can play this. I just don't see the percentage. To me, your block takes away one shot if you do it well. And Abe's got a bunch of different ways to play this. Not to mention which hand. I mean, anything he could try to do in this hand, he could try and do in this hand. But I can't disagree, it seems to have gotten into Abe's head a little bit. I've seen him kind of pull away from bowls when he really didn't need to. And we haven't seen it. He's hit it once or twice. So. They're looking to play positive to these bowls, push them up. Well, he did kind of make a gap for himself. And now he's kind of spread this out a little bit. So it makes coming to here a little tougher. I don't know. And Sadri's come there. I could see that. But I think this is the better play coming into here. The danger here is you want to make sure you're behind because you don't want to finish up here and give him something to come off of. All right. Well, it's almost kind of like a mini block there because they've probably going to come positive, trying to promote the outside bowl or slip in that gap. He's in the gap and right on it. Oh, great shot. Cut it to 1. Good bowl, though. Yeah, so now Sadri's calling for one over there. Or they're talking about it, but again, I think it's a couple bowls late, but it still could be useful. And it's a little short here. So now you've cut it to 1 if you're Abe. Your danger is here. And if the jack's sitting where it is, you don't want the jack to spring and make it worse. And if he tries the same shot, that's a likely scenario. And they're down 2 in the back. They're only down 1 now. I mean, ideally, you'd like to get the jack into the spot, but he's got the last bowl to try and do it, and I just don't see a window. I mean, it might be just trying to hit this, just trying to hit into the bowl and have the bowl just kind of rock out. But let's see what he's trying here. All right. Well, he did cut it to 1. So, but they're starting to run out of ends now. But I'll make it 17-5 after 10, 8 ends to go. In this 2026 Southwest Division Men's Pairs Playdown Semifinal Losers Bracket game. All right. Once again, another good jack control by Sadri. See if the bowls match it. And it does. Again, it just Sadri with the jack control. I mean, he's only missed 1, but more importantly, his bowls. He's been getting lots of bowls in the head, and it's just really been driving this game. It's allowed Ruse his skip to just kind of either put in a block or add to it. Ruse has made a couple conversions, but he hasn't had to do much. And that's what you want as a skip. Barry, a good one to match him, Barry. But again, just a little off. Sadri with good position there. Again, played it really well. Played it nice and positive. He almost kind of tried to play that 3-way shot. He could come off of that bowl, push it through. He could pick the jack up to tuck it around, or kind of come off the inside of his own bowl. Any of those would have been good. Barry's going to play a jack or bowl shot here on the other hand. Not far away here. Pretty good effort. Hit the inside of the jack. Oh, good effort there. I mean, either hits the bowl, it's good. He hits the jack, it's good, or one into the other, or hit the inside of the jack, ideally to squirt it over to his own. I think Sadri's going to try the same thing. Just kind of tuck it away. Wouldn't be terrible to put one in this spot. I think the same kind of weight for Sadri. And he doesn't want to hit this side of the jack. He'd prefer to hit this side of the jack. Yeah, that's not ideal here. If anything, you'd give Barry a little guide. Barry's going to try and slide off these. And Barry's kept his in about a foot from the ditch. There's Sadri again. Yeah, it's okay. Little dicey. Excuse me. I think it's been 3 weeks and I'm still feeling this thing. Let's see if Barry's going to switch hands or... Yeah, he is. I think it's a similar kind of shot. Just don't want jack or bull, but... just hit the outside of it. All right, here's Ruse.
Or you use it.
All right, Abe again. Again, that's the danger kind of coming with weight. Is just, now he's knocked his own out. Now they're healthy 3 down at least. Ruse just wants to try and match those 2 bulls. He could just do drag. This is not bad if he stays up. Just fell in. There's 1 bull behind, so Abe might be trying to drive, hit the jack, and knock him back and get 3 here. It's close. We got the bull and a touch of the jack. Pretty good result there. Could have been a lot better if he would have hit the jack clean. That would have gone well, but he's cut it down. They're not 3 down anymore. They might be holding. I'd say it's a measure between those 2 bulls in the back. Ruse just wants to really just have a draw here. And he's come up a little short. Not doing anything with that one. All right. And really, I mean, they're eyeballing who's holding and all that, but it should just be a draw to try and get shot. There's not a lot of percentages of trying to drag or anything. It really just trying to draw a match, almost kind of are Barry somewhat standing. All right, cough drop number 2 is in. Again, I think for Abe, it's just a draw here. Pick your hand that you like. You can afford to be positive, trying to get around behind. I don't know if he was trying something like a drag of the jack. I mean, it wasn't very close to anything positive for him. And again, I just don't see any kind of downside for these guys either. It just really should just be a draw. There's a little pouch of 3 directly behind the jack, and another one way behind. So they could try and worry about that. But man, to have the jack go there and be really unlucky, I think I'd be rather just trying to draw to those 3 bulls directly behind. I mean, they do have both bulls coming in on either side, so they don't really have to worry about pushing anything in. And it's just really just a draw and just trying to beat any of those 3 bulls, just trying to get shot and get another point, depending on what it looks like for the measure. Yeah. And then you got another one in the measure game. Who knows? I mean, the home run for Abe would be shoot that gap there, hit the inside, the right side of the jack, and have it go straight back. But, man, that's a tough order to follow. I'd probably be better off just trying to draw it, make sure he's between those two bowls. You know, get the points, win the end, try and set it, try something different with the distance. They keep doing the mat up and going to the tee, and I think they're better off maybe keeping the mat, just doing something a little more in the middle here, I think would be better for them. But first things first, they gotta get it there. Just needs to slip this bowl. Didn't quite do it. So they definitely won. But they're looking for the second here. So again, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Basiglio Koizumi torrential spear match, which Basiglio and Koizumi, Robert and Mike, are up 13-4. Pretty comfortable lead that they have. And the other bracket, the next game we'll see is the rinks between 2 and 3, which you see Kinder Lopez, Siddle Brault. Oh, and this measure is brought to you by Air Bowls USA. Thank you for your sponsorship and the use of your tent to Air Bowls USA. Air Bowls, the same line every time. All right, the measure is done. Hopefully somebody I didn't see. Hopefully we'll see something with the board. See whether it was 1 or 2. And it is 2. So again, that's really starting to step it out. 11 ends done, and it's 19-5. Ruza Sadri won 9 of these 11 ends. It's just been very commanding in this match. And they've been sticking with their plan of pretty much T-to-T action. Sadri's been very good with his jack control, and his bowls, his first bowl has been pretty good, pretty solid. I mean, he's probably a yard 4 feet short, and that's one of the worst bowls he's thrown. He's been really solid and just playing really well. But he opens the door for Barry, and they really need to make something happen here. They really need to go on a run with these last 7 ends. Being 14 down with 7 to go, the math stops mathing after a while. Yeah, good opener by Barry. Gets it to a foot. Pretty good bowl here by Sadri. What a response. Again, he needed a jack or bull shot, and he played it really well. I mean, he could have pushed his own up. He could have hit the jack. He could have hit the bull. Went right between everything, picked up the jack, and now he's sit with the front toucher. Really well done. I mean, it's getting to the point now where they just, win one or I think 2 wins out of the last 6, and it should be enough. As it is right now, Pinnella and Hayes have to get 2 points every end just to force a tie. It's just really difficult to do. And Barry had a good. That's where the jack was, but he didn't make an adjustment to where the jack is, and need another 2 yards. When Sadri should have played something similar with this weight, it should have been the same stroke. He's come up a couple yards short, but really it should be. It should be a race to this zone here. Because which way is the jack? Is the jack going to go here? I don't think so. If anything, the jack's going to go over here. Barry should be trying to. It should be a race to get into this pocket. That'll be 2 yards short here. And you could see the 2 meter mark, I think, is just right there. So this is good by Barry. There you go. And that stayed up. So, you know, maybe 2 feet from the tee, from the ditch, rather. All right, Sadri got one in there, got a second. I think he'd prefer to be behind, but Barry wants to try it again. Be nice and positive here if you can. Yeah, he might have got second shot out of that. Again, the winner of this game, like I said many times now, will be playing the winner of this game that's on rink 4. Right now, it's 13-4, pretty good lead there for Basiglio and Koizumi. And the game we're going to show you later will be the winner of these 2 games here. And those are both very close. All right. Ruse is opting for a block, and again, I'm not real fond of this. I think it'd be better off putting balls behind. Those will always be useful. It's pretty easy to draw, nothing in the way. And Abe's under the block here. But I am not going to lie, Abe does seem to be affected by it. Let's see if Ruse is going to, again, I think it's just a race to get into this zone here. A little short. All right, Abe's taking a little more grass, and should. He's well narrow than last time. And he's dropped a little pace, just trying to slide under this bull and see if he can get to the jack here. Probably pushed that one in for 2, but he did get one behind. Yeah, I think that's the right idea. Where Sadri was saying is just get something behind there. Looks pretty good here. It's really good here. Yep. Yep, that's nice. We're going to check the second one out, but actually they're checking the third one out. And he's got 2 balls left to change this. He's coming with weight on his forehand here, trying to plow through some things. Well, ended up pushing it. Cleared out that whole pile in the front, which is good, but he pushed another one in to count. So they're 3 and a measure up. And I don't think it really changes anything for Ruse. I think he really wants to try and put something behind in here would be good. But I think they're thinking block, I think. I mean, you figure Abe, now he's kind of got this wide open. So he could play either hand to get to it. And he's trying to hit this, this, or this on this hand. I mean, it'd be easier for him to do it this way because the profile is kind of coming in like this as opposed to coming the other way. Well, the profile is like this. So I could see trying to put one over there to try and stop him from that, which I think is what he's tried to do. But all that really does is just dictate what the weight's going to be that it comes through. So. All right, see what Abe can do. See if he can chop a piece of this. Again, I think that front bowl of the block is just kind of dictating the weight. Is it going to go full drive? Yeah, he's avoided the block and still hit the target. But because of the numbers in this box that I've been talking about the whole time, it's still going to be at least 2. And if they would have had more there, it would have been 3 or 4. But because the block did, change nothing. And you could have gotten more points out of it. I mean, not that I need it, but every little bit helps. See what it ends up being. I think, look at the scoreboard. It's at least 2. We got Gary Hiltunen who's flipping. Yep, it is 2. So it's 21-5 now. 16-point lead with 6 ends to go. They've won 5 ends in a row now, and 10 of the 12 ends total. So it's been a pretty dominating performance, and a lot of it has been set up by the jack control. They're a little shorter with this one. I mean, I think out of I think it's 9 ends or so that Sadri's only thrown one in the ditch, and this is the shortest he's rolled one. But the more important thing is he's made his adjustments with the first bowl that have been just really nails, just like that. And then Barry has been a little bit short on his first bowls. He's got no reason to be short here. He could play this with the yard of weight and play this nice and through. Yeah, again, you just cannot do this. It's just crushing. It's a big target. You play this jacker bowl. There's almost no hole, and you end up 4 or 5 feet short. It's just a killer. And now Sadri could just play it freely because he doesn't have to worry about anything and just set nice position here. All right, Barry, definitely don't want to be short. You're going to add at least 2 yards here. Be nice and positive and all the way through. And he's kind of on the draw, but he made it. Got the shot there. But, I say again, if he would have been the other way, if he would have started one way behind, now look how much better. If this wasn't here and he had one here, look at how much better the head would set up for them. But instead, they're like this, and Sadri's the one that's behind and in position. After a while, you can't win that numbers game. Sadri can now just play it nice and positive. He's got the balls behind. He doesn't even have to hit it, but he put it in position pretty well. I mean, 16 points and 6 ends. That's a lot of 2s and a few 3s. Barry on the draw here. Really good there. Just draw their line in the sand. It's a good bowl. Sadri the only downside is they make kind of a bigger target for Sadri. Yep. I like everything about what Ruse is saying. Play it nice and through with the yard. You can hit either one of those bowls with a jack. He's just hung it out a little bit. All right, Barry could just try and do it again. Wouldn't be terrible. And hitting that outside bowl is okay. Yeah, okay, kind of tucked it away a little bit, and that's pretty good. Still 2.
Actual board should be correct.
But again, Sadri's got all the position. Sadri's, or rather Ruse is fixing her flip because somebody can't figure out the difference between ends and score. It's right now. All right. Well, dislodging it wouldn't be terrible. Any weight he wants. Probably on the bend, yard on. Just trying to see if he can come through, like draw to here and see if he can hit either any of these things. All right, just kind of hung it out a little bit. And they kind of need points, so he's trying to get a third one in here, but he's come up pretty short. And if anything, he could have been behind. It was pretty safe to kind of protect against the jack movement points, but really they're in the position they're in is they gotta try and keep what they have and score some if they can. All right. Ruse gets another second in there. Oh. Well, he's holding 2, and they really need some points. Down 16. So he really should be thinking to trying to draw and see if he can get a third. Did switch hands here. It's come up yard short. I mean, really, because here's the problem. Because they haven't been putting any bulls in back, Ruse owns the back because he's got Sadri's 3 bulls there. So Ruse, and there's one game where he could say, well, 2's in the budget. It really is. 2's in the budget. But there's really no danger of him just going at it. He's got 3 thirds right now. So even if he loses 1 or 2, it's not the end of the world. He owns the back. It's going to be very difficult. There's a chance he could push one of those up, but he's got 2 bulls. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to be really aggressive with this. But there's a case to be made. I mean, for him to just try and draw and just try and, just like, it's 2, who cares? Yep, hit his own, put it in a nice little spot there. Now it makes it, I think, might be 4 thirds. All right, he really needs to get another one in here. He needs to add probably a yard to his last. Finding this blue one here is pretty good. Just too heavy that time. Again, just the weight adjustment has been a little off on the draw. And this is one of the things you see when people that are playing against people that are going with these extremes is it's difficult to, I see it regularly where they have trouble adjusting their weight. If you don't play it often, then you're not, going from really, really long to just like a yard short of that, or really, really long and a yard long of that. It just really is an adjustment you need to make. And the thing I learned early on is where the elite players are better than the average player is at the extremes. Really, really short or really, really long. And Ruse and Sadri have drawn the line in the sand and said, we're going to get good at really, really long. But when I see them practicing, that's what I see them practice at those extremes. Really long and really short. Ruse just trying to get a piece of this head, see if he can knock it down. He's got a lot of position here. But nothing done there. And Abe's got the last shot, so unless he turns it over, we're going to have two here. I'm trying to draw for a third, though. Let's see if Abe can find the happy in between and get another shot drawn here. Trying. Gave it a good look here. Barry thinks he's done it. And he has. So, nice draw there by Abe. Gives him a chance. Keeps the dream alive. But they break the 5-end streak with the 3. And they get 21-8. But still, 5 ends and 13 points to go. I think they should do something very different here with the mat. They've been trying the few times that they have won it, and that's what they're discussing. And I don't think end-to-end is good because obviously you're playing into their domain. So I could see pulling this mat way the hell up. Might be what they're going to do. Yep, they've got it way up here, close to the hog line. See if Barry can get his jack in. Nope, too heavy. Well, no shock what this is going to be. I think it was worth a try. Personally, I wouldn't have done that. I would go short, but I would pull the mat up instead of pulling it to the hog. I would pull it up like 3 or 4 yards, but then go very short. Because what they had been doing is they've been pulling the mat up 3 or 4 yards and going to the tee. I think you're better off because that's just what they're used to. They're used to playing at the tee. It doesn't scare them. And sometimes people get the willies when the jack is at the tee meter mark. It's like, oh, I don't want to put it in the ditch. I don't want to put it in the ditch and come short. But because these guys are practicing that, that is off the table. There's no concern. All right, so end to end we go again. 5 ends to go. So Barry's first. Not bad, pretty good opener. So similarly to a 13-point lead here, we have another 13-point lead for the team that winners would play in the Basiglio Koizumi with a 13-point lead over Trenchel and Spear. They're up 17-4. In a similar spot. Well, that was a little bit on Sadri-like. But again, it's part of getting there first. It helps. Barry just wants to kind of do the same thing here. Anything you can afford to add a couple feet. Yeah, that's well done here by Barry. Nothing wrong with that.
Starline came back. How long was it down for, any idea?
All right, Sadri looking to add a couple yards here. Looks pretty good here. Really well done there. Oh, it just kind of slid by him, but still it's a solid second. Again, one's very much in the budget for them. Barry looking to draw a second one in here. Looks pretty close. Not bad there. And really, main thing for Sadri is not to come across the head. That's why you think you see Ruse kind of putting his foot out, because he really doesn't want him to come across to try and push those bulls in. You're better off coming on the side. Keep it similar weight. Just slide under these bulls. Really well done there by Sadri. Great bull to get shot. Beautiful shot. And now it's going to make Barry switch over. Barry's going to have to play this positively, trying to promote his own, push that out. I think he should be playing similar to what is that back bull weight, or even harder. Try and get some action on those bulls. Not far away here. Yep. Picked up the jack, but I think he knocked it right back to, again, the value of back bulls. Because Sadri had that bull behind, that gave him numbers and a chance to have something behind. Now all Sadri's got to do is kind of match that bull that he had done earlier. And you could say, oh, it's bad luck. I agree, it's bad luck, but you make your own luck by having bulls in the right position. Now another beautiful draw by Sadri. Holding 2 now. All right. Well, down a couple and can't affording to lose any ends here at this point. Abe's just opted to go jack or bull and just try and put it in the ditch, and he is not very close. He's lucky he got any kind of result out of that. Been a lot of that, I think. It just, you've seen him come with weight and just, missing it by half the rink. And you got to be much, much better than that if you're going to try and play those shots. Now Sadri can kind of play this free. He's just trying. He's really got no danger behind. He play it nice up. Even if he hits the jack, it's okay. Really don't want to try and give him a wing bull. Might have crept in there for a third. You can see Abe just, I think Abe, in for dollar here and just kind of keep flying at it. See if he can get some piece of this head. And that's in the ditch as well. Sadri could do the same. Wouldn't be terrible for him to add a yard. I think that'd be the advice I would be given if it was my partner. Because he's about 1.5 feet short. Get one 1.5 feet behind. That'd be really good here. He's going to hug this other bull. Yeah, that's pretty well done there. I think Abe's kind of pot committed at this point. I think he took a little mustard off this hot dog. Hold the sauerkraut. Yeah, he went for kind of a draw here, and now he's ended up 2 yards short. Just all right. Well, Sadri and Ruse, I think, are holding a couple here. It could, and probably 2 measures. Could be, it's at least 2, and could be 4. So I think it's just a draw, and trying to get something behind is okay. Last ball for both guys here. He's just opting for a block here. Again, I think the back ball would have been better, but they're not me. All right, Abe's going to try it again. Is under the block into the pile. Well, I managed to clear a bunch out. Might have got a couple out of it. Again, it wouldn't have been terrible to have another bull in the head or behind here. But Ruse has got last bull. Just trying to draw one. Beat those bulls. I think anything within a yard is probably good. Or 2.5 feet. Probably be enough. Getting a good shot of Sadri's back here. Trying pretty hard here. What a shot. What a bowl. Beautiful. Beautifully done there. Just when they get a little bit of hope, you make the conversion. You know, Abe gets the drive, gets a favorable result, and Ruse just draws one in there like he was ordering pizza. So 22-8, 14-point lead, 4 to go. Let's quick check on the ladies in case if you're just joining us, what's going on with the ladies. So the ladies have, they were doing round robin of, they're 2 groups of 5. And so this is right now round 5. So for one, which we have in the bottom here, Inger Benson is 3-0. Flora Wright and Karen Billen are 2-1. So if Inger and Joan win, then they're through. Right now they're tied with in a similar set with 5 ends to go. If they win or tie, then they're through. Now what they have to have also happen is Wright and Billen need to win, and they have a 3-point lead right now over Robbins and Roberts. So those are the 2 games for one side. For the other side, it's Spies and Urain are through with 2 wins and 2 ties, and they're done. Hedgebeth and Thompson are still playing, and they're up 12-6 right now, as you see on rank 2. If Hedgebeth and Thompson win, then they're through. If Hedgebeth and Thompson tie, then it forces a playoff game. If Hedgebeth and Thompson lose, then Spies and Urain are in. So, and Goodhart Blair and Soto Lacey, they're playing for fun, which is also why they're probably 5 ends ahead of Hedgebeth and Thompson's game. All right, good opener there by Sadri, as expected. Jack right on the tee, and another bowl within a foot. And thanks to, Barry picking up the jack. There, that's the kind of shot I've been wanting him to play the whole game. He puts one on there to play it positive and through, which he's done. And flip that head around. Well, Sadri needs to add like 4 or 5 feet here. He's very close. Just kind of put it behind. Barry just wants the same bull. They need points. Down 14, 4 ends. Hitting that bull will be okay. Yep, that'll work. Giving him 2 right now. All right, similarly, Sadri just wants to play a jack or bull shot. Play it nice and positive. Yeah, not what he wanted there. You're better off being in the ditch than to have that, because now he's getting in his own way. All right, Barry looking to draw a 3rd in there. They need every point they can get at this right now. Oh, he doesn't want to hit that one. Yeah. Wow, that's really unlucky. I mean, he changed. I don't know if he needed to. I don't know. It's definitely bad luck, but I mean, that's obviously the danger is the promotion. And he hit it pretty hard too. So, but really rotten luck there. No, Sadri just trying to get a second one in, or getting something behind would probably be ideal. Still a pretty good ball. I mean, he's not happy, but I think preferably you want to be behind. I wonder what Barry's going to do here. Let's see him switching hands and just trying to flay through this thing. Yep, that's what it looks like he's done. Trying to come heavy, see if he can get to that shot bowl. Shooting this gap here, but he's all the way around in the ditch. And they'll cross over. So here for the guys, again, the winner of this game will play the winner of what you see on Rink 4. Again, thanks to Kelly Warren, who's here updating these scores, and we also have Ann Nunes in Newport updating the scores there so that you can see all these games that are going on in the bottom half of this little ticker, are we? Looks like the Sedal-Brault Kindorf Lopez game is down to the last two ends with Sedal-Brault holding up 2. And they're playing the 17th at the moment. And it looks like trying to look. Kindorf is holding 1, I think. All right. I think Rue's kind of a little bit short here, and Abe's going to be flying at this. Again, you kind of see the target of what he's trying to hit, and if you're going to play weighted shots, you got to be able to hit one bowl consistently. The great players that can drive can take out 2 bowls. They can do it like a pull shot. And it's not just hitting a bowl; it's what half of the bowl. And you can't be missing by 2 feet with your weighted shots because it's constantly just losing. You're just not playing the numbers game. Who's going to go for a block here? I don't think it's going to deter Abe. Nope, Abe's going to take another swing, just doing it from the other side. A block just sent him on the other hand. I don't know if he flicked that one in. Still holding. That would have been really lucky to be able to get shot out of that with I think a 3 or 4 bowl combo to flip that one over. But it's still 1 right now for Ruse. Ruse looking for a second or get something behind. This is really well done here. If he doesn't get a point, it's in a great position. Because odds are Abe's going to fly at this and try and get both. But, I mean, he can't afford to risk it. He's got to come, he's got to come all the way around and get it just right. I mean, Abe's got 2. He can make it a 2-bowl problem. He doesn't have numbers in the back. It's really, how's he going to play with this bowl? You come around here. I mean, ideally, I think you'd want to, if he could play around here and just tickle on the jack and sit here for 2, that would be what he really wants to do. But it's difficult to do. Well, Abe's coming with weight this time. I'm not sure what the goal is. Maybe he's just trying to get that bowl out of the way. Well, he kind of took one of the back bowls out and replaced it with his own. So the 2 teams from the Southwest last year were these guys, Ruse and Sadri, who were, after 1 loss in the qualifying, went through for the losers bracket, won it, and then went undefeated in the national championships to take the title. The other Southwest team was Michael Sedal and Bill Brault, and they only lost again, they qualified, and then they only loss was to Ruse and Sadri in the national championships, and that was the only game they lost. So And they're in a dogfight here. And I think Roos is thinking of going to the back, which I don't think is a bad plan. But nope, he's opting for a block instead. Which I don't think keeps Abe from doing anything. All right, and then looking at that game, Stoll and Brault will have a 1-point lead going into the last end against Russ Kintdorf and Angel Lopez. Russ, the 2026 Southwest Open singles champion. And they'll have the mat. And 1 point down. Again, because of the way this is, you have to have a winner. That they end up with a tie, then they'll play an extra end. Here, Abe's going to have another go here. Just hoping to get fortunate. He's playing this with a couple yards of weight here. And doesn't do it. Mary's going to have a look. But it's one more for Ruz Asadri. They go up 23-8. 15-point lead, 3 ends to go. With if they happen to get 2 here, then this thing will be over. Shockingly, the mat's on the tee again. I'm pretty sure Sadri's going to go end to end here. And the other bracket, with in addition to the Dodd Richardson against Scotty Marzoni and John Slater. That's the other game, with Marzoni and Slater having a narrow lead right now. Dodd Richardson's only loss was to the team in the catbird seat who hadn't lost, and that's Gomez and Gomez. And strangely enough, Dodd Richardson had beat all the other 3 teams that are here today. They beat Dodd and Richardson, they beat Kintdorf Lopez, and they beat Stoll and Brault to get where they are right now before losing to Gomez and Gomez. So quite the murderer's row to get where they are. And Sadri with another solid bowl, foot behind, and a toucher. Just what you want to see from your lead. Very close. Good bowl, just a little unlucky. But again, this is why it's good for Sadri having a good position here. And Marzoni and Slater have now got a 5-point lead over Dodd and Richardson. All right, Perry's second. Down 1. Sadri was a little short there. Really, again, I think he would have liked to have been positive and through here. And a good bowl by Barry. Another 2 touchers. And still doesn't have the shot. Sadri wants to add that big yard, get all the way back to that jack. Not the time to get tired here. He's been very good about being up and through. He's got 3, what ends up being 3 short ones here. And Barry's the one that's behind. Barry with the 3rd toucher. Might be holding this time. And I think because they have all these bulls behind, I think they're trying to make sure that they don't give a big number. They can afford to give up 1. They really would prefer not to give up 4 or 5 here and set them up for something big. So they're just trying to have Sadri make sure he's behind, attack, hit any of those bulls, or get into the pocket behind Just have him be nice and positive and through. And didn't get behind, but he hit a few bowls, so it's set it up a little bit better now. And it might even be holding. I think Barry should ideally want to be all the way around that front bowl. He's got two other bowls that are kind of on this side here, so I think he's trying to get here, but not touch these in front. Pretty good bowl by Barry. Oh, breaks the streak. But three touchers still. And in this fourth one, he draws shot. Again, because it's in the last end with Ehdale Brault, and the skips are playing right now. I think Ehdale and Brault are holding. And Ehdale just drew an absolute stunner, front toucher. I think they're holding two right now. And they have two bowls each left. So I'll just try and keep an eye on that. I think Ruse, I'm guessing he'll play this hand again, trying to promote any of these bowls or shoot the gap. I think really just draw away, just this pocket that's here of bowls. Just play to that on the draw, which is about a yard behind. And if he happens to hit anything, fine. If he comes through clean, then it's great too. And just missed his line, and now that one probably could be in for shot. Give me something Abe to think about. Abe's probably going to shoot this gap and hit the jack and put it to all the bowls that he's got back in here. Yeah, chip that bowl out. Might be sitting there for a shot. But again, their dream is alive. They've got a ton of bowls here with nothing behind there, I don't think. So Ruse, and they have these four bowls. Those are all of Sadri's, and Ruse has this one. Everything behind belongs to Pinnella and Hayes. So that's why they really need something back there. Because they really would prefer not to give up a 5 or 6 here. And just clean through everything. Put it in the ditch. Well, I think Abe should be trying to target that jack. See if he can split the 2 and carry it to all of his. He's going to be short. All right, again, while this is happening, another look over at the Ehdale Brault game. Michael's throwing his next to last bowl, and I think he was trying to get behind, but he's ended up well short. But Russ Kindorf is going to have his last bowl down, I think, 2 in the head. He's kind of got a mix behind, so he's trying to hit the bowl and see if he can move the jack, because Michael is right on it with a front toucher and holding 2. And unless Russ can change it and chip that bowl back to his own, then that's going to be over. So they're taking their time thinking about it, because that could be the last bowl of the match. Meanwhile, here Ruse is trying to keep them from getting a huge number by trying to get something. Again, I don't know. I see coming on this side. He went this side last time and went all the way through. I think you're better off coming here, because you got all these, you hit that one out. You don't want that one, but this, here, and getting to this kind of weight to put one in back here would be good. So, but nope, he's trying this hand again. And he's a little tighter, I think, this time. He's going to hit the jack. Right next to Abe's bowl there. So I think so mission accomplished, and that Ruse got one in that pile. That's good. He did give it away so that they're 2 down, but I think he'd take that trade because it's not 5 or 6. All right, Abe's got 2 bowls to go. If he could somehow, especially with Ruse now hitting the jack and being a toucher. Sorry, we don't have a good view of it. Again, we've been playing the jack like in the last 1.5 feet, and it's just near impossible to get an angle on that. Meanwhile, Russ is still thinking about his last bowl. All right, I think Gabe's going to go first. Trying to slide it in. Might be in for 3. 1 bowl each for them. All right, see if Russ is ready to go. They're still talking about it. He's on the mat, but I mean, it can't look good. I mean, Russ might be trying to hit this hard and hope for the best here. All right, I know you can't see it, but Russ is driving, trying to hit the pile and see if he can push one of those bowls into hitting the shot bowl, which he did, but not enough. So Brault and Sedal win this one 17-15, so they'll advance to the losers bracket final. But hell of a match. And they'll play the winner of the Marzoni Slater Dodd Richardson match. All right, last bowl of the end. Probably down 2 or 3. Ruse trying to get one up and through here. Just, couldn't slide it by. So at least play another end, and here's Abe trying again. See if he can get another point here. I think he wants to try and press his own red up in, would be good. Doesn't want to hit one of Ruse's or draw all the way around. And it's very heavy and all the way through. All right, we'll see how many points it is. They've taken 2 out. They're going to measure it. Well, I have avoided this topic. We're going to do this now. Hey, this measure brought to you by Aero Bowls USA. Thank you, Aero Bowls, for your continued sponsorship. Aero Bowls, same line every time. Well, we haven't said it on the broadcast yet, but I know a lot of people have heavy hearts. Let's see, we've got it's 3, so we'll sort that out first. So it's 3 for Abe and Barry. They're down 12 now with 2 to go, which is rough going. So a bowler in the area and member of Team USA, Trisha Kwan passed away this week. So and Tom Richardson, I mean, she passed away a couple days ago, and Tom was her boyfriend, and so he's playing with a heavy heart. So it's kind of been a rough time for everybody here. I mean, I just called one of her games, I think in March or April, that she was on Team USA representing in the U.S. Women's Fours, the qualifying. So she played for Team USA, and life's a funny thing, and so she passed away earlier this week. So thoughts to her friends and family. But we were going to miss Trish Kwan. All right. Well, back to the happier thing of bowling here today. So we've seen Barry pull the mat up, but still kind of go to the tee. He was able to get the jack in this time. But they, let's see, are 12 down with 2 to go. So they got to get at least a 4 here. And Sadri just got no problem. So unless Barry and Abe get a 4, this one is going to be over. So even after we go off the air, you can go to the Southwest Division website, and so you can see the scores that we have on the ticker, especially with going on with the women's games. Since it looks like our coverage is going to go off the air, we will definitely bring you the afternoon game, which will be Sedal and Brault. We'll definitely see them against the winner of the Marzoni Slater Dodd Richardson game. That will be what we show in the afternoon today. Sadri trying to put one behind and just kind of overcooked it. Again, it's 4 or bust here for Pinnella and Hayes. Pretty good bull here by Barry. Just sliding it by, but they need something behind. Again, they just really need something behind here for Sadri. It's going to be hard to chip that bull out clean. Possible, but it's going to be difficult. Much better to try and put one in the back here. Well, little short. Might even be a wing bull for Barry to come off of. That's why you want to make sure. Yeah, you can see Abe calling for that wing bull. That's why you're better off being through. So Barry can just kind of play with the yard plot, similar weight, maybe even add a couple feet. Should be right in his line to kind of come off the inside of that bowl. Just tapped it, but not enough. Again, similar. Sadri really wants to get one behind. Yeah, mission accomplished for Sadri. Mission accomplished. Put one right behind. That's what they need. I think if you're, I'm not sure how it's going to happen. That bull is maybe an inch at most away from the jack. So, to try and get that bull out without moving the jack, it'd be his goal. He could do it with that front bull of Sadri's, try and come off inside of it. But again, it'd be very tough. You have to get it just right. And he's going to go the other hand. And he's going to go in the ditch, I'm sure. He just happened to take Sadri's bull off to the side. So they still have one back there. I think Ruse would be probably a good idea to kind of put one back and replace it. Yeah, which he's done. Very nicely done there. All right, Abe needs to make something happen, or this is the last end here. Yeah, again, right idea, I think, just to keep playing it around. All right, Abe's got 2 more tries at it, and somehow he's got to turn this into a 4. And the only place he's got any kind of numbers is right where the jack is. All right, well, it's a nice try, but things have got to go just right for him, and he's got one more bull left, and that's going to be hard. I think he needed to do it. It's almost like a 2-bull problem. Like you have to get the bull out, move the jack or something, and then try and get a bunch of bulls in, and I just don't know how it's happening with one shot here. But Ruse will probably do the same thing and just try and put one behind. Ruse with another nice bull. All right, Abe's got to try and turn this into 4. All right, since we're... So again, the game with Sadal Brolt win. Marzoni Slater over Dodd Richardson are up 3 with 3 to go. So winner of that we'll see later. Then the ladies, Hedgefoot Thompson have got a small lead. If they win, then they're through. But right now we got Abe trying to get some kind of miracle to turn this 1 down into a 4. Oh, it's good effort, but there's no need to bowl it. They'll shake hands. So Ruzadai and Sadri Jazayeri will prevail 24-11 over A. Pinnella and Barry Hayes. So they will advance to the losers bracket final, playing the winner of the Sigilo Kasumi Torrential Spear, which is looking very much like it's going to be Robert and Kaizumi. But the game we're going to show you later is Snow Brault versus either Marzoni, Slater, and Dodd Richardson. Again, all these results, the finals, will be up on the website right now, on the Southwest Division website. But we're going to call it here, and we'll be back probably, I'd say, an hour or so. So for Gary Barnes, Steve Narmontes, Kelly Warren, Sheila Conti, and in Newport and Nunes, I've been Scott Roberts. Thank you all for watching. We'll talk to you soon.